really interesting to see how political he's gotten, and immediately upon being, because he was the darling of the left and the right.
Oh, yeah. Big time the left.
The left, obviously, for the cars, right?
Yeah.
But the right, because he's a successful businessman.
Yeah.
And the second he takes a position politically, he is chastised, shamed, ridiculed. And even before that, think about it. Everybody was invested in Tesla because the stock was going crazy. So not only are you the darling, you're making me money.
Right.
I want you to be great.
Yeah.
Once you're making people money, they don't want to write bad shit about you.
Yeah.
Especially if they got $1 million invested in Tesla.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ridicule this guy and watch half of my money go away. Once you become a billionaire, you need a media apparatus to protect your wealth. And it's not even billionaire. But I like that him going, wow, the information landscape is not Washington Post. The information landscape is the apps themselves. So if I'm an owner of these apps, it's not that he can control truth, but what he can do is control the erasure of truth.
Okay.
So remember, he was tweeting a lot about COVID early on, and he was like a little skeptical about COVID.
Right.
And he saw tweets getting taken down, people getting taken down for it. If they were going to stop the work at his factory and all this other shit, he can allow information that can combat a Washington Post article without getting wiped down. Yeah. Right? Like, there are certain people that control the narratives, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable on Twitter. Yeah. Some of the not acceptable stuff works out potentially in his favor.
Right.
Now he can fight to make sure that's still there. You're not going to lose money on Twitter. If he can figure out spaceships, he can figure out Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Yeah. It's not like the hardest thing. It's like you have the app where everybody talks. That's where all the news comes out. This is the news. He bought the news.
Yeah.
I think he'll figure it out. And I think the more active users, the more money it's going to generate, even if he's not charging a monthly subscription. It's like, you want to be on the platform that everybody's on.
Yeah.
So he's trying to do things that just pump up the company outside of making cars. It's really brilliant.
That's where he's the GOAT.
Low key, that's what he is.
Yeah.
Like, how many people invest in Tesla simply because they're like, nah, this is the smartest guy on the planet. He'll figure it out.
Yep.
If he realizes his own celebrity and decision making is beneficial to the stock price of his company, he's diversifying his company without creating more product. That's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
This guy has realized that he can save millions and millions and millions of dollars in marketing if he's the marketing.
Yes.
Like, he's tweeting because that saves him millions of dollars on buying a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
Do I spend $10 million buying a Super Bowl commercial, or do I talk about Dogecoin until everybody keeps saying my name and then they buy my car?
And to your point, how many Tesla commercials have we seen?
None.
And
they don't
what's
do
the
commercials.
most valuable car company in the history of the United States? Tesla right now.
Yeah, this is the new thing, right? It's like, so Ford won an F-150, whatever, is going to have a car in the desert. There's going to be fire, and he's going to drive up a spiral, right? It's going to do all that. You don't need it as long as you're the head of the brand. A lot of people don't want to take the smoke, and he gets a lot of smoke for it. But what I think is brilliant about him specifically, and maybe I'm only saying this because I'm invested in the company now. He was annoying before I invested in the company, but now that I'm invested, the guy's a genius. But I think is brilliant is he's willing to like stir up the water, cause some controversy, cause some gravity, and then also create these amazing projects which you want to be tied to. Yeah. Like back in the day, like the Formula One thing, right? Mm-hmm. You wanted to win Formula One or Le Mans. Like you want to win these like really powerful car races because it gave so much equity and value to your car company. And then the average person like me or you goes, I want a Porsche.
Yep.
Well, McLaren or something. I want a McLaren. I want a Williams, right? I want a BMW. Right now, Mercedes wins. So it's like, oh, well, I want a Mercedes because then I can drive the same type of car that Lewis Hamilton drives when he
must be good cars. They must be the best cars. Exactly. If they're the fastest of all the Formula One cars.
Exactly. 100%. So now I think Elon found a way to go even further with that. I think he does want to go to Mars. There's no question. He does want to do all these things, but like, I don't want to buy the car from the fast car maker. I want to buy the car from the spaceship maker.
That's a good point.
I want the guy who makes my car to make spaceships. Yeah. That's cute. Did you have a little Formula One car goes vroom, vroom, you could take off the tires quick and put it back on. That's adorable.
Yeah.
This guy takes off the rocket and then puts it back on. To be fair to Elon, he is also capable as an engineer. Right? Whereas Bezos is not an engineer, so he's not going to be working on the rockets for Blue Horizon. Right? He'll be an amazing leader and get the people who will build those rockets and know how to manage them and get the most out of them. But when push comes to shove, from what I've read, is sometimes Elon will get in there, get down with the nitty gritty because that is his background. 3 of the 4 of us in this room, meaning everyone except you, has invested in Tesla because we think Elon's the best inventor. If we're being honest, I'm like, that just made an electric car really good. He's probably going to make a spaceship even better. He's going to go to Mars. Okay, take a few $1,000s, Elon. That's literally my thinking with Tesla. So it is a little trickier, and maybe Elon is misunderstood, but he understands that him being misunderstood is advantageous. Maybe Elon is an amazing marketer, and that's why we all think that electric cars are going to be a thing. Well, what do you want? You want real money, or do you want perceived value?
That's basically what it is. Like,
if you want perceived value, that's Musk. If you want real money, that's Bezos.
But I like Musk's social equity. I think that's such a cool way he built that.
Musk is genius.
Yeah, I like the memes are great. Like,
I think Musk is more rare than Bezos. Bezos, there will be another badass businessman to come around in 20 years. My dad said this when Walmart was running everything. He was like, Walmart's gonna get taken down by something. When I moved here, Sears was the company.
Yep.
That's America. That's capitalism. I don't know that we're gonna see another Musk for a long time.
Elon is doing a business that nobody does. So he's competing with nobody. My point is Tesla comes out and it's one of one. And it's amazing what he did.
He killed the dealerships. The assembly line, like this guy
it's brilliant. It's brilliant what he did. I'm not questioning it's brilliant what he did. What he built is absolutely amazing, and his ability to play into internet culture and use that to build social equity and have people essentially invest in him. Like, he understood that, like, he is the company. Yeah. So as famous as he becomes is as valuable as the company becomes. Yeah. And we all believe that he is the smartest person in the world. 100%. How many comics do we know that can't even figure out how to put up their clips online?
Insane.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, and it's right there. It's right there for them to do it. They don't know how to do it.
He's a pump, no dump guy.
Real talk. 100%.
Pump and hold.
Pump and hold. And he's built it, and that's genius. What I think is we're so wowed by what he's doing because he's innovating. He's creating new technology. The electric car is new for us. We're like, oh, that's amazing. The rocket to the moon, that is, and landing, that's new. So I think we undermine what Bezos did. I think it's kind of similar to like Gates in a way, where it's just like, I don't know what Gates really made, but the guy made billions of dollars. And Bezos, what'd he do? He found a way to like deliver shit in a day. That's not that interesting. But the organizational processes put together to deliver all these stuff is unbelievably fascinating. And if and you run a business, we run a business. Organizing a business is fucking hard. Yeah. And that found a way to do it and make it profitable. Like, the business makes money. Yeah. Elon's barely makes money.
Jeff Bezos is the best businessman ever, and that's super impressive. But I think we're going to get another one of him. I think Elon Musk is more rare.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
And that's why I value that. I've seen Bezos
continue
before.
To come up around, but true innovation doesn't come around that often. Yeah. Okay, I hear you on that. I think that makes sense. I just hope that we're not undermining his innovation within business. Because selling books doesn't make me think you're that smart.
And if you don't have a Tesla, Elon Musk doesn't affect your day-to-day life nearly as much as Jeff Bezos. Your day-to-day life is way better for 98% of the population because of Bezos.
Interesting.
Again, I think that is just like Ryan said, that's the nature of the beast in capitalism. Someone's going to be better than Bezos at some point. It might not happen for a few decades, but someone's going to be better. I don't think we're going to see an Elon Musk. I don't remember an Elon Musk in my lifetime. I remember the Waltons before Bezos, and whoever the Sears Roebuck, whoever that was before that. That's the nature. That Musk thing is just more rare.
I like Elon more. Elon seems fun online, though in person.
Apparently he's weird. I know people who know him, and they're like, he's in real life, he's like, check out this meme. He's like Beavis.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Apparently he's not this super. Yeah, he's
Bezos seems
weird.
more social.
Yeah.
Normal.
Like, he seems more normal, 100%. And what he's doing is also seems more normal.
I think we all like the trope of the kooky scientist billionaire guy.
Yeah.
Again, that's a
dude shit.
We've been waiting to see that our whole lives. We hear about Einstein, this weirdo scientist with the crazy hair. I just think he's the closest thing we've had to Einstein since Einstein in our lifetime.
Yeah.
This kooky scientist guy that's changing the world as far as we know it.
Yeah.
That's him. Bezos is...
But if he didn't do all those things, why do you think
I think he did all these things, but there's a lot of people who are like, nah, Elon Musk is full of shit, whatever. And then I choose not to listen to them.
Do you get hyped up about like people like Elon Musk, the rockets and stuff like that? Or do you like, that get you stoked up? Or do you
No, I don't care about it at all, the rocket shit.
Because I feel like that was one of the things that I'm surprised that you don't.
Yeah.
Because you seem like a guy that would be stoked about, like, what do they call it? Like, like going to the moon's like, these feats where it's like men are sort of like winning at something.
Yeah. I do get excited.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, this is what I get excited about. There was that video that came out to Gangster's Paradise where they had this, it was an Elon Musk kind of like hyper cut, and it went pretty viral, and it was basically like his company, and he's doing the rockets. SpaceX was about to go broke, and like all these other astronauts were kind of on him, and he gets like emotional. He's like a robot guy. He like, starts crying. He's like, it really hurt me they said that. And then on the final launch, the one that if it didn't work out, he would be completely broke and the company is done, it actually goes and it soars. He makes all this money in Gangster's Paradise. And I love that because I love the hero's journey. Like, I love against all odds. That is my favorite thing.
Who do you think, in your opinion, is the greatest tech entrepreneur of all time?
Does Elon count as an entrepreneur?
I think so, yeah.
I think he kind of swoops into companies that are on their way and makes a huge difference. But maybe if an entrepreneur is like someone who started a company, I don't know that any of the people I'm thinking of are like truly starting the companies.
Jobs?
The ones that come to mind, Jobs was like fundamental to Apple's formative years, and like he's a big reason why they are what they are.
Then to open it up, I guess, tech pioneer.
Yeah, it's probably Elon.
Elon, really?
Yeah, it's just like the vision he has to have for the future. I specifically look at Tesla when I look at that. It's just like the reason every single other car company in the world, which is 100 years old, is going, oh, we need to change what we're doing. It's because of what that company did. And proved that electric cars could be cool and useful and actually a better car.
He said something in your interview. He was really harping on how competitive the car industry was.
Yes.
But he said it almost like it was some mafia shit. Like, he kind of like laughed to himself a little bit. He was like, yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Like, this is really competitive. Do you know what he's really trying to say?
I think he's saying every car company in the US, other than Ford and maybe one other one, has either died or been bailed out by the government. Like, it's super easy to just run out of money.
Yeah.
And so I think he's like very proud of the fact that Tesla didn't die or run out of money. They've been very close and have needed government subsidies, but like it's hard to make a car company.
Yeah.
And what other new car companies can you think of that suddenly have like the mass market, like Prius of California? Like what other new, they're all old companies. They've been around forever. So making a new car company and in 15 years being ubiquitous on the streets all over the world is really
unbelievably
hard.
impressive.
Really hard.
Beat that system, like the one thing, like the mafia, you have to buy a car through a dealership, and he went over that whole
True.
thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is like the way of thinking, and that could probably bite him a lot too, which is like the way it's being done right now, that doesn't have to keep going. We don't have to do it the way it's always been done.
Yeah.
And usually that's actually, there's something to it. Like dealership model kind of sucks. And he was right. I would rather buy my car and customize it online and just pick it up when it's ready.
And he just makes more money because we cut out this commission we're paying this guy. No, but here's the thing that's kind of weird to me that undercuts a lot of that is he finds out the story's coming out and then he puts out the tweet that says, I'm going to vote Republican. I've always voted Democrat. Now I'm voting Republican. Watch, I bet they start a smear campaign. He was told the story was coming out, and then he tweets, and then the next day the story drops.
I thought that tweet could have been a little manipulative.
For sure manipulative.
And I think it's not just this story. There's other stories. One dropped by the Post today. I forget what it was. But I think there's a bunch of like critical stories coming out about Elon. And I don't know if this is because they all want to take him down. I just think he's like the new Trump replacement figure now. It was Rogan for a minute, and maybe they're moving on to Elon. Whatever's going to get the most clicks, whatever's going to get the most views. Yeah. So maybe part of it is this organized attack, but there's also part of the people that are just grifting off of it. Yeah. Right? And you don't know exactly which direction it's coming from and who's doing it for what reason, but it feels like an organized attack because overnight, all of a sudden, you are the topic of discussion on every single channel. CNN's going to cover his ass. You know, it is new Trump. It is new Rogan.
But it was fishy, the timing. And then he had another tweet that was like, oh, they're doing all this just because I tweeted that I'm voting Republican.
Yeah, so that's now, it was actually a brilliant way of handling it because it's like any negative story that comes out, we just get to go, oh, this is the campaign against Elon. When in reality, he knows there might be a few things out.
What do you think, Elon? Hero or villain? The internet's pretty split halfway at the moment.
Just the idea that like he could figure out spaceships and not Twitter. Like Twitter isn't like a hard thing. Like, have you ever met someone in tech? Like they're not the best like socializing human beings. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that they could figure out socializing. Like, have you seen them talk to each other? Like Zuckerberg has to like be reminded to blink, right? Like his eyes dry out. He's, I like MMA, I like surfing. Blink. Okay, there you go, right? It's like, these aren't the people that are good at socializing, and they figured out apps around socializing. Elon can figure out how to just write something and post it. It's not that difficult. So I have no question he's going to figure it out. It's going to be better. They'll have 1 billion users. They'll find out a way to monetize it. It'll be easy.
But is he doing it for the right reasons, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Because that's the question, right?
I don't know, but in my opinion, yeah.
I would agree. Like it seems.
Well, what's the right reasons? I might have a different right reason than you.
For me, it would be to open.
Because he cares about free speech.
It would be to open up communication online. Yes, that's my opinion.
I think that's part of it. I think that there's other parts.
What are the parts?
I think if you're a billionaire, you need some sort of like news apparatus to protect yourself. Like there's a reason why Microsoft, Bill Gates got MSNBC. The MS is Microsoft NBC. Amazon got the Washington Post. It's like once you get enough money where people should kill you because you have that much money, you need a newspaper or something to be like, yo, don't kill that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what all the articles are. It's like, Amazon gives $100 million to this. And it's just like, yo, don't kill me.
Is there not a difference between something that's editorial and something that's just a platform though? Like Bezos can influence what goes out on the Washington Post a lot more easily than Elon can tell people what to tweet.
Yeah, but Elon can also tweet whatever the he wants. And he can also
never get removed.
Not only can it never get removed, but he can also remove that's said about him that's fake, right? He could be like, that's fake news. He can't do that from the Washington Post.
But they did that fact check thing, didn't they? About
I'm not saying
pension.
He would do this, but he can. There's power.
Yes.
And all news is on Twitter right now. That's what Twitter is. It's really a news feed, right? So the Washington Post, nobody goes to the Washington Post to read an article. They see the article pop up on Twitter, and then they go to it. So if they're posting fake news about Elon, he could be like, oh, that's fake news. Adios. See you later.